This week in the world of Microsoft Flight Simulator, we've got some big releases when it comes to high-fidelity aircraft, and we discuss the updated development roadmap which confirms the dates for Sim Update 13, World Update 14, and World Update 15. And of course, we've got all this week's important announcements and release news, so let's not waste any more time and jump straight into the video. Kicking off this week's previews and announcements, SimWorks Studios this week announced they are developing the TBM 850. The team have been in current development with the Kodiak 900 and now revealed they have signed a license with the manufacturer that permits them to create the TBM 850, the 910 and the 960 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. The development of the project will start in August this year. There is no ETA of when and how long it will take for the project to be completed. That being said, the Kodiak 900, which the team announced earlier this year, is progressing nicely. The team shared some screenshots of the exterior of the 900 and mentioned that the exterior modeling is now complete and the interior is nearly complete as well. SimWorks Studios mentioned there is common ground between the Kodiak 100 and 900 models, which this was earlier released from the team and has allowed them to set up and test a new aircraft in a shorter amount of time. Again, no news of when we'll see the 900 be released, but we should see a release within weeks when it comes to the highly awaited PC-12 aircraft, which seems to be all falling into place. So big news all around from SimWorks Studios. Aerodynamics, this is the team that is developing the KC and DC-10, have dropped their quarterly update for the project. This time around, the team have been focusing on the exterior panels and components to ensure an immersive walk-around experience. The aircraft exterior effects such as engine intake vortices, over-the-wing vapors, and wingtip vortices are now complete and implemented. The APU, the fuel and hydraulic systems are nearly completion, and they're pushing to get the aircraft to where you can do a complete cold and dark start. Once the cold and dark start procedures are complete, the team will be focusing on the navigation. No ETA of when we'll see this aircraft in our sims, but of course we will keep you posted on all major milestones. Digital Flight Dynamics have updated us on their Airbus A350 project. This was the first time we've heard from the team in well over a year, and recently they've updated us on the developments of the project. The cockpit 3D modeling, the cockpit windows, nose gear and engines have all seen progression since the last update. Moving towards the back of the aircraft cabins when it comes to economy and business class seats are now complete, and they represent the real thing. The cabin seems to be extremely detailed, and Digital Flight Dynamics mentioned the cabin has been optimized for performance, as there's many seats in the A350. The aircraft's ECAM and system displays, including doors, fuel and engines, were all showcased and look pretty established. No news of when we'll see the release of the Airbus A350 or when the next update is. That being said, it's great to see that the project is still well alive and showing some progress. Orbex this week announced their latest airport in development, which is Sacramento Airport, and by the time you watch this video, it may even be released. The airport serves the city of Sacramento and serves mostly domestic airlines such as Delta, American Eagle, JetBlue, with some small international airlines from Canada and Mexico. Overall, Sacramento Airport annually sees about 12 million passengers a year with over 130,000 aircraft movements. Features that are expected to see with the release is detailed ground markings and textures, animated jetways and sounds for the jetways, dynamic airport lighting, custom airport clutter, GSE and taxiway signs, animated train, basic terminal interiors and ortho for the local area. As you can see from the screenshots, it looks pretty detailed. Before we move to the next part of the video, if you are enjoying this video so far, consider subscribing to the channel. This way you can get your weekly fix on all the important flight sim news and development, and thank you very much for your support. Moving on to this week's release news and kicking off with our friends over at Got Friends. This is the team behind the well-received Wilga Stoll plane, have now released their new release, which is the Double Ender. The Double Ender is a home-built two-seater Stoll aeroplane that was a push and pull configuration. The aircraft first flew in 2010, and to this day only one has been built as a prototype. To this day it's unclear of the future of the Double Ender, and its last unknown flight was in 2015. Got Friends' version of the aircraft includes a high detailed model inside and out, 16 liveries, a dynamic dirt system, MPV/50P aircraft management system where you can basically see anything to do with performance and managing the engines, aircraft wear and tear, engine system failures, interactive cargo. There is many different features when it comes to this aircraft. I've only just mentioned a few. You can pick up your copy of the Got Friends Double Ender directly from their store. I'll leave a link in the description below. Before Before we jump into this week's video, I want to thank SoFly for sponsoring this video. SoFly offer a number of products for Microsoft Flight Simulator, catering to new pilots for the sim and all the way to very experienced pilots. As a flight sim content creator, my favorite SoFly product is Weather Presets Pro, which comes in really handy when the weather is not behaving itself and you can change the weather to be more dramatic or even to a perfect day. Other products I like to use is Landing Challenge Pro, Flight Simulator Guide, which is the manual to Microsoft Flight Simulator, the one that should have been, Storms for pilots who want to chase some of the biggest storms in the world's history. I will leave a link in the description below or where you can go and check out SoFly products, and I would like to thank SoFly for sponsoring this video. BM World and AN Sims have continued their partnership and released their next airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is Colorado Springs. This airport is the second busiest airport in the state after Denver International Airport, and it is a public and civilian military airport situated 6 miles southeast of downtown Colorado Springs. The airport has scheduled flights from Air America, Delta, Southwest, and Sun Country, and United, and also FedEx Express cargo flights are here as well. Features include in the release high detailed terminal and interiors, animated jetways, custom ground markings, high resolution custom ground textures, correct airport slope and runway slope, and compatible with FSLT traffic. You can pick up your copy of the BM Worlds and AN Sims Colorado International Airport directly from the Orbex store, links in the description below. The next release is a little bit different as it hasn't released just yet, but it's not too far away depending on when you watch the video. Just Flight are aiming to release the Fokker F-28 Fellowship this Wednesday. The team is confident enough now with the project. They've handed a bunch of work in progress Fokkers to content creators that closely resemble the final version of the aircraft. The Fokker F-28 will release in 4 different versions of the aircraft, which is the MK 1000, 2000, 3000, and 4000, all with realistic animations including passengers, service doors, tail-mounted air brakes, and many more. 4K and 8K textures with decal used in high resolution, a realistic dynamic wind flex, custom ground GPU, detailed external modeling for each F-28 variant, realistic autopilot system, realistic cockpit including truly 3D environment right down to the accuracy of modeling the seatbelt screws and heads. Systems include air conditioning, bleed air, pressurized systems, electronic, and more. Full Just Flight EFB, of course. And the feature list on this one is very long. I haven't even scraped the surface there. This is going to be a great addition to the sim. I'll leave a link in the description of the development page, but expect this to be released very soon. Moving on to this week's sim update news. If that wasn't big enough for you, this week received the next installment on the development roadmap, taking us all the way through to the end of October. Let's take a look at the highlights. Kicking off with July, World Update 14 is scheduled to release on July 25th. At this stage, the World Update is not announced of which region it will be. We did get a teaser a couple of months back on a development live stream, but nothing confirmed on the region at this stage. There's also, with World Up 14, it's meant to include the Scenery Gateway tool. However, we don't have a current wish list from the development blog this week, so hopefully this will still be the case. A Local Legend 11 will be released on the same day. Same news on this one. We don't have a clue of what the aircraft release will be, but hopefully it's still around the same time, and hopefully we'll receive some more information about World Update 14 and the Local Legend very soon. When it comes to August, we'll see City Update 4 and also another Local Legends aircraft, which will be number 12. These are scheduled for the 23rd of August, but nothing has been announced of what they will be. Moving on to September, we have Sim Update number 13. This will be the second Sim Update for the year, which is scheduled for the 21st of September, along with another Local Legend aircraft number 13. At this stage, we don't have any confirmed information what features will be included in this update, but hopefully we'll get some sort of secret and some cool features. Moving on to October, we'll see another World Update, this being World Update number 15, and again, no details on when we'll see this one at this stage, and of course we're expecting to see a Local Legends number 14 release around about the same time. Not including in the current development roadmap that was released this week, but we're expecting to see the June DLC release sometime in November as well. We are still expecting to see one major surprise from Microsoft this year, which was marked on Jorg's development roadmap on a previous development livestream. Perhaps we'll see this along in Sim Update 13. Fingers crossed. Moving on to this week's backlog update. This week we've seen a reduction of 8 products in the list. Aircraft are gained by 3 and now sitting at 44. There's 8 aircraft listed on the priority 1 and 3 aircraft were listed on priority 2. Mission packs have dropped down by 2, seniors have dropped down by 6, liveries are holding strong at 50, and airports have gained by 11. This week in the marketplace releases, we've seen the Boeing 307 Stratoliner from Microsoft. This was released as part of the local Legends release and partnership with Airplane Heaven. The other releases this week is the Red Wings Constellation, which is now available for Xbox, and also the Got Friends Double Ender, which they've managed to release the aircraft at a similar time to when the marketplace has dropped, which is available for Xbox and PC. The remainder of the releases is made up of 7 livery packs, one of which is from PBG, which is the DC-6 livery pack. Hopefully we'll see the 737 livery next. There's also been 4 night lighting packs and 11 airport releases. Thank you very much for your support. If you're new to the channel or you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing. That way we can let you know when it comes to all the Microsoft Flight Simulator news and highlights. Plus, I hear that if you subscribe, it actually makes all aircraft development right across the globe a lot quicker. I don't have any proof, but you know, it sounds pretty good. So, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you again for your support.